Okay, I think we should be live now. This is my first time doing this in like a long time. And I mean like a long time. Let me refresh the page here. Let's see if it comes up. Oh man, quite a lot to get to today, to be honest. I mean, it's all the exciting stuff. I'm gonna do my best job at recapping a good amount of it as I can. Oh yes, we're on. Hold on. Oh great, and I sound fine. Okay, I have to use these headphones because ideally I have my other mic back there, but it's a bit of a hassle to bring it all the way here because I just don't want to clamp it on this nice table that I have that I bought from Facebook Marketplace. So anyways, let me see if I can put the live chat here so I can keep you guys keep you guys visible. All right, perfect. Okay, anyways, as you guys can see on the big screen, you know, I'm gonna work around. I also have some seaweed that I'll be eating throughout this live because I eat a lot, and you know, I'm skinny. I'm trying to bulk up. Okay, so the Bishop of Canterbury, no, I'm kidding. King Charles, who is in a way sort of the head of Anglicanism, but also not sort of the head of Anglicanism. So what is the Anglican Church, right? Because clearly, let me just get this out of the way, right? The Anglican Church is one of the several Protestant denominations that came about during the Protestant Reformation, and this one the Church of England started off of King Henry VIII, who wanted an annulment. He wanted his marriage to be declared annulled by the Pope. Now, for those who don't know what an annulment is, this is not divorce. This is very different than divorce. Actually, it means that you don't. It means that the church investigates a marriage and sees if it truly is a valid marriage, if it actually came into existence, if the marriage came into existence. If the church investigates and sees, due to certain criteria, that the marriage did in fact not come into existence, then the church declares, yeah, this marriage never took place, so there was no marriage, there is no marriage here, and so it's a declaration of nullity. There was no marriage to begin with. So this is very different than divorce, and some orthos try to say like, oh, that's just Catholic divorce, what yada yada, but the thing is, whereas in the Orthodox churches, yes, they allow remarriage and divorce up to like 3 times or so, the thing is, like, their patriarchs can still grant a divorce, like if things are like even really bad, but if the Catholic Church sees that, no, this marriage is actually valid, you guys are just going through a really bad time, like one of the spouses being really horrendous right now, like, you're gonna have to work around that if it's a valid marriage. And that can be very brutal for a lot of people, and I have so much sympathy for that. And I mean, it's very rare that happens, because if someone is like abusive or like cheating, there's often a lot of evidence that, like, you know, when the quote unquote marriage took place, that like in fact never came into existence. So there's a lot of, like, you know, the church is very good at this sort of stuff, the investigation stuff. Of course, there's a lot of controversy and stuff regarding some annulments, but anyways, that's besides the point. The king wanted his marriage annulled, and he didn't have it granted, because the Pope was like, nope, that's a valid marriage. So he was like, okay, I'm just gonna start my own church. And that's how the Church of England took place, at least from what I've researched in my studies. You can go and fact check me. Maybe some Anglicans might be like, no, you are misrepresenting the Anglican position, but I mean, okay, you can go and fact check me, okay? And I'm open to being corrected if maybe my history is not as correct as I thought it was. But anyways, in the Anglican Church, there's a spiritual head and a temporal, earthly head, governor, right? And that's this guy right here, the king of Protestantism. Okay, he's not actually the king of Protestantism. Well, one could say he is. I don't know. I thought it was, as I was thinking of like a name for this, I was like, maybe I don't know what I should name this live stream. Like Pope Prays with King of England, like King Charles. Everyone knows. Like it's too simple. I'm like, Pope Prays with King of Protestantism. Ah, yes. That'll do it. That will definitely do it. Oh, I'm hearing myself talk. I just gotta keep my phone here just to make sure that everything's going smooth. But anyways, I think this is really awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I think that now I do want to get this out of the way. A lot of Anglicans, like I've been seeing, are like pissed. Like a lot of them are really, like here. I'll read you a few things that that a loved one of mine helped me gather. Few understand the concept of this whole situation. Charles is an absolute coward and charlatan. These aren't my words. This is his submission to the Church of Rome and its Pontiff Maximus is a betrayal of everything the previous kings and queens of England had fought for in the last 1,000 years. This is a foolish move. Defender of the faith, more offender of the faith. Charlie won't last long and good riddance. Sheesh. Oh man. You know, that's... you know what's crazy is that I feel like sometimes even some Catholics talk like that about the Pope. It's like the way that, like, it really is a spirit of just, I mean, obviously I don't, as a Catholic, I don't recognize King Charles as, you know, like a legitimate spiritual authority in the realm of Catholicism, of course, but, which I would say is the universal realm, but this, I still think that, like, if you're going to believe in Anglicanism, like, I mean, isn't submission a very virtuous thing? Like obedience a very virtuous thing? Not that you can't criticize the Pope. Of course you can criticize the Pope. And even, I'm sure maybe some Catholics might be pissed off at, you know, at a papa here shaking good old King of Protestants' hand. And I'll get into that in a bit, you know, like, you know, what some people might have an issue with here, which I can kind of sympathize on a few things, and I'll get to that in a bit. And I can also disagree on a few things, which I'll get to that in a bit. But, yeah, I think that, like, even if I were Anglican, I would at least hope to see more humble, I mean, if you want to critique the king, like your earthly head, or I don't know, like whatever you would call him, like I would at least hope that you would, I don't know, speak of it in a charitable way and like a humble way. I mean, I don't know, like saying like defender of the faith, more offender of the faith. I don't know. Charlie won't last long and good. That's crazy. Like even if you don't think the action was good, like you can go about it in a way that is very respectful towards towards someone who is supposedly like, I don't know, like some type of authority in your denomination. Like it really, like, I think the West really struggles with an issue of like liberalism, that it's just very anti-patriarchal. And I don't mean that in the sense of like anti-tyranny, because patriarchy does not equate to, is not always the same as tyranny. I mean that in the sense that like it's natural that there's always going to be authority. It's always we are humans. We live in hierarchy. There's going to be patriarchy, and it's not that the system is like I mean, obviously there's some systems that can be very problematic, but I mean this is the natural order, and natural order is not like how nature is made. That's not bad unless you're anti-nature and anti-God. But nature is not inherently bad. It's just that sometimes it can be very corrupted, and sometimes the best things get really corrupted horribly. And so like even in this patriarchal system of Anglicanism, I don't think that it's a very like, I don't think it's, even though I believe that they are in error as a Catholic, I do think that it's at the very least good to still show respect and show that humble obedience. And if you're going to criticize and you think you should be disobedient on some things, hopefully it's stuff that's clearly a matter of sin rather than scruples, then at least show that critique in a charitable way, not in a way that like seems like you're a very, I don't know, like a child that hasn't been raised well, you know. And I don't mean that to like try to offend people. Like I just mean that because I think we should respect our authorities, like even when they're doing horrendous things. Like obviously, this is like nowhere close to like, you know, what other authorities have done. Like this is really, like, people saw that and they were like, oh, no. Like it's, they're just praying together. But okay, maybe I'm gaslighting. Okay, I don't want to gaslight all the people that are really pissed off about this. Okay, I want to sympathize, because I do want to sympathize. I do think watering down the faith can be very, very bad. Like, we want to bring people to the fullness of truth, and watering down the faith can be very bad. And of course, if I was Anglican and I believe that Anglicanism was the fullness of truth, then yeah, maybe I could see an issue with this. I mean, I don't know. Couldn't you also maybe consider that maybe the king is trying to evangelize the Pope? I don't know. You never know what's going on in his mind. He could be like, how do I get him to annul my next marriage or something? I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I don't mean that. Here's another comment. I can only wonder how infuriated Henry VIII is feeling right now. I mean, I pray that Henry VIII is happy, because I hope that he's in heaven, and I hope that he's rejoicing over the fact that possibly King Charles might be coming around to the Catholic. I'm just poking now. I'm just jabbing. But it's also true. But I love all my Anglican brothers and sisters, of course. That's why I'm saying this. But let me see some more of these comments here. Charles has betrayed the Christian roots of the UK for a long time. This is just an act. He doesn't care about our faith. Oh my gosh. I'm not saying this, by the way. This is what I'm reading here. He cares more about Islam and about the faith than about the faith he's meant to be the defender of. What? I don't see a freaking... Pope does not look Muslim to me on that picture. I don't know what that one's in reference of. Oh, I know what that's in reference of. Okay, yeah, I've been hearing the news about what's going on in Britain and Muslim stuff. Yeah, that is kind of rough. I mean, of course I love Muslims, and I wish the best for Muslims. It's also true that there's a lot of people who identify as Muslims that are really causing a lot of trouble in Europe, and it's very necessary for us to call wrongdoing when there is wrongdoing, no matter whose religion it is. Like, it's necessary to do that. And unfortunately, like, I have not been hearing great things in Europe in regards to people that identify as Muslims. I've met Muslims that are great people too, but that's the Muslim versus the religion of Islam, very different. Very, very different. Some Muslims, thanks be to God, are bad Muslims, meaning that they don't actually practice their religion very well, because if they did, I mean, you should watch a friend of mine, Ismail Yusuf, he has gone on interviews. He used to be Muslim and left because of just the horrendous things that Islam teaches regarding sexuality, regarding just a whole array of just truly things that are very anti-human, things that are against love. And I mean, yeah, that's why I'm particularly grateful that some Muslims are not practicing Muslims, because if they were, that would look unfortunately, that would look very bad, right? Or that would be very bad. Some could seem like practicing Muslims because they might be praying a lot, but they don't do some of the other things that like the Quran says to do or whatnot. And that that is truly one of the things that I would be grateful for. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so King Henry VIII, he broke away from Rome. Unfortunately, there was a lot of that was pretty bad. I actually saw a Protestant pastor. He was, I think he's non-denom or something, but he made like a whole. Actually, maybe I can play it here. Hold on. Maybe I can play it here. There's a Protestant pastor who literally talked about King Henry VIII and how like there was apparently, if I remember correctly, there was like a huge it wasn't just like the only motivation. It's very possible it wasn't only the annulment. It's also possible that there was a lot of motivation from regarding the aspect of money. because I don't want to misquote any things that are maybe misinformation. I'll just when I see it, I'll see it. I'll send it over to you guys or something. But yeah, let me see what other notes here I have. Progressive relations. Yeah, some people might say that these are progressive relations. Yeah, because Queen Elizabeth II, she met with popes during her reign, but King Charles doing an actual prayer, like that's like a joint prayer, that's very different. You know what? Let's watch it. King Charles and Pope Leo. Na 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 na. Alrighty. Maybe hold on, I don't think my audio is working. Uh-oh. Well, not sure what's going on with the audio, but I wonder what they said. What do they pray? Like, what do they say? Bro, I'm not even connected to the freaking Bluetooth. Wait, hold on. Give me a second.
Battery 20%.
Alright, maybe this works. So these are exceptions when they allow praying at the Sistine, or filming at the Sistine Chapel. I remember I went there and they're like, you can't film, you can't film. Ah! There's a lot of Sistine Chapel has a lot of naked people. I'm obviously playing it up right now. There is, I do have some hot takes regarding nude art, but I'm not fully. I've been challenged on it, and I actually sympathize with a lot of the challenges regarding some of the points that I have regarding Sistine Chapel. So I'm not trying to claim anything. I'm not trying to claim anything that is as if I'm the Pope or whatever, because I'm not. Just jogging ideas. Wait, so what do they say? Did I miss the whole thing? Was I just yapping? Hold on. Is that King Charles? There's no way that is a different dude. Oh, there he is. What are they gonna pray? Did they already pray? Am I? Chat, was I just busy yapping? Are they praying right now? That does not look like prayer. Okay, hold on, maybe I'm tripping. Wait, what is this?
A really historic moment at the Vatican today when King Charles prayed with Pope Leo, the head of the Roman Catholic Church.
Oh, was it hymns? What did Pope Leo pray with King Charles?
CNN here in London, but also in my
CNN? Anathematized. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
So what really stood out for me today was the choice of music at this service. And one piece in particular, If You Love Me, written by the English Renaissance composer Thomas Tallis, written 500 years ago.
Thomas Tallis, what religion was he? What religion was he?
Of the church.
Oh, interesting. Thomas Tallis was a Catholic who worked under multiple Protestant monarchs, skillfully navigating the religious shifts during the turbulent English Reformation. Was bro a sellout? No, I'm not kidding. Well, I don't know. No, I have a friend who does stuff with like a lot of Protestant ministers, and he's like a staunch Catholic, very traditional Catholic. Yeah, meaning he's just a very devout Catholic. Yeah, no, I'm not going to give crap to Thomas Tallis on that one.
Precipitated, of course, by King Henry VIII. And so here we have today King Charles III, a descendant in line, if you like, from King Henry VIII, who'd come full circle, and here he was praying.
Full circle back to Rome, baby!
In that magnificent setting of the 16th.
Ah! That is an evil laugh. That is not an evil laugh. That is a very happy laugh. You know what? I'm just gonna keep this play. I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna have the news play. You know, I just realized that. Like when I set up my camera here, I was like, wait, I literally have my TV right here. I could just play so much stuff as I'm just live streaming, dude. This is awesome. I love this. I love this. I have not eaten any of my sushi or my seaweed. I have pizza over there too, because tomorrow I'm gonna fast. I have actually I'm not gonna. No, I don't want to talk about fasting because if I want to, I must not call attention. I'm a little low on battery. Give me 1 second, chat. I actually want to know if you guys have any questions regarding this whole thing, because I feel like I do understand that there could be a lot of I can understand how there can be a lot of caution with this, I wanted to talk about that. I just wanted to talk about how some people might be a little bit, even Catholics might have a little bit of a, what should I call it, a somewhat of a a caution to the fact that we're praying with a person of a different religion. But I mean, first off, this is Protestant. This isn't even, it's not like we're praying with a Muslim. But even then, should Catholics pray with, should Christians pray with Muslims or whatever? I think a lot of people would be way more whoa, hold on, compared to of course a Protestant. And yeah, I think that I actually did a quick search. I was like, is there anything problematic with praying with Protestants? Because obviously in my intuition, I'm I don't think so long as you're not saying anything heretical. But I want to double check that just in case, because I wanted to see I wanted to see what the church says, not just what I personally might think. And what I found was that it's fine so long as it's not seeming as if you guys are unified in liturgy, because you're not. That would be kind of the indifferentism, the error of indifferentism. And of course, as Christians, we're called to not be indifferent. We're called to care about truth, care about, that includes love, caring about truth, caring about what Christ commanded, right? Because if you love him, you will keep his commands, right? Love requires boundaries. Love requires order. And so, it's fine to pray with people that are not fully in communion with Rome, so long as you're not confused, so long as you're not perpetuating indifferentism and you're not making it seem as if this is the same religion. But yeah, I'm gonna skip past because I'm not trying to have the Sistine Chapel constantly playing in the background. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Let me just go find. There you go. Pop there. There they are. Look at that. Look at these awesome guys, eh? These guys just want to have. These guys just want to go on a barbecue. People are chimping out online. These guys just want to go on a barbecue. Yo, look at that drip, bro. Look at that drip. Yo, you cannot tell me that goes hard, dude. She's is she Catholic? Who is she? Wait, who is she? Who is that woman? She better be. I mean, dude, with the way that she's dressing, she's probably Catholic. I'm only saying that because she looks very goth. And you know who the original goths were? Wait, what link is this? King Charles and Pope Leo pray together in 500 years. Reuters. Okay, who is that woman? We need to make her Catholic. No. Dude, what is that crown that she's wearing, bro? What is this? This is like she cut off the feathers of penguins or something. No, that's brutal. I'm kidding. Okay, that's the thing. Sometimes I step out of line with jokes. I'm sorry if I disturb it sometimes. Okay, who is this? Is this King Charles's wife or something. I hope that's his wife, because if it's not his wife, I don't know who else it would be. Oh, it is his wife. Okay. Queen Camilla. Yes, that is his wife. King Charles, your wife has drip. She looks very goth and Catholic. Look, King Charles, look. I think your wife might be just a domino away from from embracing Rome sweet home. Maybe you should follow it. Maybe you should follow it. Look at that. I'm not even lying. Okay, look. Let's analyze Queen. What's her name again? Queen of Protestantism's drip. Okay, look. Her drip is very Catholic here. Look. So she's got those are feathers. Those are either feathers or those are leaves from a tree that was depressed. Those are not saying goths are depressed. I dress in a lot of black, and I actually scared my mother one time when I was like, back when I was like younger, I was like with, I was living with my mother, and I was, she started to see that I was dressing more and more like in more black, and she was like, are you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm fine. Like she was like, she got worried about it, but no, I was like, I just love wearing black. It's awesome. Like, dude, like freaking Batman, Nightwing. Like, come on, dude. Like, are you kidding me? Like, black is elegance. That's right, black people. Your skin color is naturally elegant. And so, of course, all skin colors are naturally elegant. I'm a huge fan of my skin complexion as well. Yeah, I mean, look at those black. I do not know what those are. I haven't actually I have no idea what those are. What are? I have no idea what that is. But look, she's wearing a veil. Bro! Wait, do Anglicans wear veils? Do Anglicans wear veils? Anglicans do not universally wear veils, as it is not a widespread or required practice today, but some individuals and traditions do. Okay, all right, well, hey, we can't have them all. Same thing with Catholics, not all Catholics veil, but it's a very huge tradition in the church. And I'm not gonna lie, hey, I'm just saying, look, maybe they're like hinting at it. They're like, maybe the queen's like hinting, like, look, I might become Catholic. All right, let's move further down. Okay, so we got the black feathers, or the black leaves from I don't know, LeBron tree or something. I don't know, but LeBron is not that. LeBron is not like Nigerian. Like, LeBron's maybe like milk chocolate, I think. Yeah, no, that's like espresso. The veil is looking beautiful. That's a lot of pearls. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of like all the. What this stream has turned into me critiquing Queen Camilla's drip from a Catholic perspective. Okay, those pearls. I'm not sure, chat. I mean, I think. The reason why I'm not a huge, okay, aesthetically they look good. Aesthetically they do look good, but I do have a bit of and maybe this could be me being a little OCD, so take that with a grain of salt. But I do think that I'm really like, I feel like I felt this conviction within my, like the last few months of this huge staunch against materialism. Like, obviously not saying that if she's materialistic just because she's wearing that. Like, I don't know her heart. You know, like it might have been her stylist that was like, hey, but these options. Like, oh, no, like, I have no idea, right? So I'm not trying to make a judgment of her character at all. I'm just saying that stylistically, I don't know if I would. I'm a huge fan of that many pearls. Not a huge fan of that many pearls. But they look nice. I mean, I wonder if there's like a symbol here. Let me see if I can find another Queen Camilla Vatican. Let me see if I can find a more high def picture to get a better look at those rocks, at that drip. Oh, let me see. Oh. Okay, no. I mean, it's the same claw. It's like, I can barely, all right, whatever. All right, let's move on. So, this looks like, I don't know, it looks nice though. I mean, this whole black fit is a huge yes. Look at that, look, this, Ladies, can we please emulate this modesty? I'm loving it. Look, men too. Look at Pope Leo's drip. Look at King Charles's drip. Look at their drip. Can we emulate their modesty? I think so. I mean, I'm fully covered. My shoulders aren't even shown. you know. And look at Queen Camilla, bro. Look at that drip. It's amazing. No. Yeah, it was good. It's good. And she's wearing like an undershirt there too, like with the. Or is she wearing an undershirt here? I don't know if she's wearing an undershirt there. Whatever. Anyways, but yeah, look at that. Good drip. Good drip. I think there's feathers. Where's a turtleneck, bro? You're asking me where my turtleneck is? All right, look. Turtleneck took a break. It's asleep right now. Okay, I only have 2 turtlenecks, and I'm not trying to exhaust washing them so much. Maybe I should have just my whole closet be turtlenecks. I've thought about that, unironically. Like, cause right now I look a little like I like this hoodie actually. A follower of mine gave this to me. Wait, look at the back. Look at the back. Oh yeah. This is the first time I've worn this. I try to wear a lot of minimalist stuff. This isn't minimalist, but I like the style. It's just not my style necessarily. Like what the Queen is wearing here, like that's my style. Not that I wear dresses like that. That's not what I'm saying. But like the minimalist, all black, goth look. Oh, that's good. That is fire. King Charles. I don't know who's styling her, but you got to style yourself like that, King Charles. Come on. Hey, Pope Leo. I don't know, Pope Leo. You look a little bit like the Geico commercial with this one, Pope Leo. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I do love the drip. I mean, it kind of looks like Japan, like the Japanese flag with this one. But or the Uchiha clan symbol. Bro's got the Uchiha clan symbol on. That Uchiha clan drip. It looks good. I'm not saying it's bad. It looks good. It looks good. Okay, that's enough of drip review. Okay. All right. What else did I want to cover here? Man, I do love seeing Christians coming together and praying together. That is awesome. So long as they're not, being, what's it called? Not the term indifferent, yes, as well, but there's a term that Pope Francis used that he condemned, and I really like that he condemned this term. He was like, religious dialogue is built on, he said something, which was good, and then not syncretism. Yes, Pope Francis said that. I loved that he said that. By the way, syncretism is like an attempt to merge different religions together. Pope Francis spoke out against that. Based? If you care about truth, you're gonna agree with that, of course. Let me go to my notes. There is a link to Laudato Si, but I do not know enough about Laudato Si to start talking about this. Pope Leo XIV's 2025 message is a spiritual continuation of Laudato Si. It celebrates his 10-year legacy while urging the faithful to make ecological care a daily act of faith, hope, and justice. That's good. I actually do want to talk about Laudato Si for a little bit. I think, for those that don't know what that is, it's like this. Well, originally, of course, it's a document that Pope Francis wrote, very fire document. But a lot of people might have an issue with this because it has to do with care for the planet. Yes, some people might have an issue with that. And I get it, because that could seem like you're talking about environmentalism, which for a lot of people might be code word for communism. And I'm not gonna lie to you, you might be right in a few cases, because with some people in the Green Party, you never know. Maybe, I'm not saying for sure that I know, but I'm saying that maybe could be a possibility. I don't know, but it's very. I understand the concern behind when Americans hear the term of caring for the environment and global ecological awareness and taking care of the climate and all this stuff. Is that for a lot of us that can be ringing a lot of ears like communism, Marxism. And I'm not saying that I'm not ruling out the possibility of you being correct. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that we should, the church is not American politics. The church is the church, okay? Look at what the document itself says, okay? Look at what the advances are trying to be. I'm not saying that, popes in their individual actions are going to be batting at 1,000. Of course, they're not perfect. They're not God. But I am saying, like, look into why they're doing what they're doing, right? And even if like their actions in person are maybe not as you would hope, at least take a look at the writing of Laudato Si. Like, take a look at the writing of that and like what they've written about the climate and like Earth and whatnot, and compare that to like what leftists are saying and be like, okay, these are like these are not the same. So yeah, I mean, honestly, and I think it's okay, I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but I think this is important. I do think that if we are trying to combat this push by a lot of bad actors to try to possibly use the environmental narrative to push more communist or Marxist agendas, I don't think it's good for conservatives or Christians in general to concede that ground and be like, well, we just don't care about the environment, or, the Pope is a liberal for caring about the environment. Like, I don't think that is wise, because that could imply that we don't care about the earth, which we are literally called to steward as stewards of the earth. God literally does. There's plenty of verses that can imply that. And so, we have to take care of our home. So I do think that it is not wise for us to concede on that, because then first off, like, the average person would correctly see that as irrational if we don't care about the earth. I think any person with decent rationality could rightly see, yeah, why wouldn't you care about the planet? Like, that's very obvious. So I do think it's very it's a little rough when I see some conservatives maybe just kind of, I don't know, just being a little too hard on the Pope for talking about environmental stuff and whatnot. It's like, oh my gosh, how could you talk about it? It's like, look, we have to care about this too, We can't, like, just because we're not talking about these specific niche topics that you really care about, and that could indeed be more serious, but just because we're not talking about these specific topics like 24/7 doesn't mean that we don't care about these topics. Like, it's like, just because I might drink a Coke like once a month doesn't mean that I don't care about, feeding enough protein in my system and vitamins to keep my body at a healthy level. Like, and I'm not trying to compare Earth to Coke. That's not, you get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying. Let me have a bit better analogy, actually. Not just because you, let's say, for example, tend to, I want to use a diaper example because I just thought of babies, but you know what? I think you get my point. I'm not going to elaborate more. Well, I think I've covered enough things. There is a few more things that I could maybe talk about. Let me see. Because I want to make sure to cover everything before I end this live stream, because I'm not going to touch this again probably. Criticism, Catholics are glory that ecumenical prayer with Protestants risk blurring doctrinal distinction and could confuse the behavior regarding. Yeah, I've already talked about this. Of course, we're not going to blur. Yeah, this did not blur the lines between Catholic and Protestant. But it did call for more unity, which I think is good. Yeah, this is good stuff. I think I covered a good amount of this stuff. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty, well, I will read off a few things at the end. Toward unity. Gosh, yeah, no, I love unity, man. I love unity. What can I say? I'm just the guy who loves unity. Well, this is a good first live stream after a while. There is a lot there. I will say this though. Here I'm reading. Some Catholic traditionalists have expressed concern, accusing the Vatican of diluting doctrine in favor of interfaith gestures. I've already addressed this. Rewind the clip. Meanwhile, certain evangelical leaders in the UK and US have criticized King Charles for participating in what they see as a compromise of Protestant principles. I've already covered this. Rewind the clip. However, many faith leaders and theologians have welcomed the initiative, seeing it as a step forward in healing centers of division. Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, expressed support, stating, "This is a powerful moment of prayer and solidarity. May it inspire unity without uniformity and dialogue without fear." I'm not going to say the Archbishop of Canterbury is correct on everything, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I could analyze this quote a little better, maybe, but I'm not going to say whether I agree with this or agree with it. I think it is a great moment It is good to have dialogue without fear. That is very good. It's also good to inspire unity without uniformity, whatever, if I think he's meaning what I think he means by that. And yeah, it is a powerful moment of prayer and solidarity. If he means, I don't know what he means by solidarity. But no, I think it's good to pray with each other, so long as we're not committing heresy, of course. Despite the criticism, the event highlights Pope Leo XIV's commitment to the ecumenical mission of the Church, a mission rooted in the belief that all may be one. We do want all to be one. We do. And the reason why we want unity so badly is not because it's not just so we can sing Kumbaya, right? Oh, that is one of the reasons. That's very nice. It's not just so we can grill all together and have and eat food at the table all together and stuff. Like it's a huge reason why. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I really want to do that, but it's principally because it's the ark of salvation is found fully unified to the Church, to Jesus, and so we want everyone to be on that raft. And I'm not saying that just because you're not fully unified to the body of Christ means that you're gone, that it's over for you. Like what I'm saying is that because you could, God can have mercy on you and he can give you that opportunity, maybe like in a split second before you die, and he can show you maybe the things that you were ignorant of. But we don't know we don't know where people's hearts are at. And so we can be here on earth and maybe God uses us as instruments to soften other people's hearts. Truly, there's like a whole level of factors that we can get into with free will and like chance and like coincidence and, guiding certain people and like how, maybe like, who truly was ignorant of heart, who truly was like genuinely evil, like who truly was in pride, like what kind of areas are that? But it's just, just shove that all to the side and surrender that to God and just focus on like how you can better love your neighbor and better talk to them in truth, right? Because love requires truth. Love is not absent from truth. Love without truth is not love, and truth without love is not truth. Because love requires truth, and truth requires love. Love is to will the good of the other. You can't know what the good of the other is if you don't have truth. And so that doesn't mean that you go out and you start talking to people as if they're like, they're like sheep. Like you go out there and talk to people like they're people with their human dignity, and you're patient with them. If they don't understand things, you talk to them and you try to understand where they're coming from. You try to listen to them, like how you listen to God to truly get to know him better. You can't really get to know people better in how they work and where you can fit yourself in and what you can put on the table if you're not, and that can, the puzzle piece that you can offer to fit well with their puzzle. If you don't really know the puzzle, if you don't really if you haven't spent time to study the puzzle, if you haven't spent time to get to know about it and listen to it and feel an emotional connection to it, maybe sometimes, I think you always should. I think you should always have like that kind of, that emotion that propels you to truly keep willing the good of the other. I think that can be very beautiful, actually, and that can actually maybe even help you propel in doing even greater works for said person that you wish the good upon. Because if you one thing that I've realized has really propelled me a lot in doing more works for other people, serving more and serving people more and doing greater things of love, really has been just it really it really has been that just falling in love with life, I guess I should say. Falling in love with life. It's risky. It's very risky, but you can't. As my friend Evan Raga says very often, he says, life-changing risk or world-changing outcomes only come with world-changing risks. Something along those lines. He says something like that. I love when he says that. I love it when he says that. because it just gives me that motivation to do the stupidest things on earth. Not stupid, you want to take, of course, like, non-foolish risks, but you feel compelled to take more risks. You feel compelled to be like, look, I might embarrass myself here, but there's nothing wrong with this. It can be prudent. And if anything, it's for the service of somebody else. It's to make someone else feel loved. So why wouldn't I do this very foolish thing? Why wouldn't I do this very very cool, like very intentional and just grandiose thing for someone that means a lot? Now, of course, you want to also focus in on like what this the needs of the other person are. You don't want to just think about what you want. It takes to thinking of those two things as well. But yeah, I mean, I did go on a tangent back to the main topic of, going out and speaking truth with people, but speaking with loving and getting to know people a lot. Like the emotion aspect. I mean, don't be scared of getting emotionally invested with people. I mean, if there are, you can set up boundaries. There can be boundaries with certain people that you should put in, and of course, talk to a spiritual counselor with that. Like, depending on certain people and whatnot, have a spiritual counselor that you can talk to about these things. And it's very important that this is like consistent. It's, you can't be just, you can't just be like a one-off thing and then like, all right, I'm good. Like, no, like your spiritual counselor should have a good relationship with you, and a consistent relationship with you. So it's, but yeah, I mean, I found myself that when I truly allow myself in my heart to just fall in love more, it's brought about such, I mean, it really is like allowing myself to be like a child more, right? It's like I don't care if maybe like this person, like, I don't care. I'm not focused. I do care. I'm not, let me say this, like, I'm not anxious about whether this person comes fully to Jesus or not. I'm not anxious whether this person loves me back or not. I'm not anxious over whether these loved ones of mine are going to come around to this specific thing or not. I don't care about feeling anxious about these things. I just care about exuding that passion for them, right? And caring about, measuring that passion in case, measuring what comes about of that passion in case it might like seem pushy on them or break some of their boundaries. Like, I don't want to do that. Of course, I want to keep in mind, that like what they need as well. But like, just allowing myself to feel that emotional conviction and emotional just, I don't know if ecstasy would be the right word, but this emotional high to just meditate on all the good things and imagine what the good future and like literally just be delusional about what could happen. No, you're not delusional, but just using your imagination to be like, what could be? Like, imagine, like, what could be? Like, right now, like, let's be delusional for a little bit, okay? Not actually delusional, just hopeful. King Charles becomes Catholic and turns the entire Anglican denomination, less maybe a few people don't. No, right now I'm trying to censor myself. I'm trying to limit myself. No, every single Anglican converts to Catholicism, and they find so much joy in it. And not only that, but that inspires all Protestants, especially Lutherans. I don't know why I'm saying especially Lutherans, but especially Lutherans to fully embrace the Catholic faith, and that in turn, as a butterfly effect, evangelizes all Orthodox, and then you get the dream job you're looking for, but you've built the virtues to be able to sustain that. So now you're imagining yourself as a person with high discipline, that it has time for his family and his loved ones and time to make effective work. And even if you might not think that it's like specifically for mission work and for specifically things that have to do with, talking about the gospel 24/7, just by you being a good worker at your workplace, people know you and recognize you, and they are like, wow, like, this person is a good worker. They turn everything on time. They are, they work super hard. They get like, they're friends with everyone. No one has an issue with this person. This person helps me out. Like, I didn't even realize how helpful this person is. Like, who is this person, and why are they so loving? What is it about them? Like, just imagine, just be delusional with me for a second. Just be delusional with me. like be, you know, just be, just let yourself be, just act like a child. Don't be anxious. Don't about like what could not happen. Don't even be worried about like, oh, maybe this, how could this ever happen? Like, okay, look, it might not happen, but that's not like, don't think about that right now. Think about what could happen and pray for that. Like, doesn't that excite you that like even if like these like huge things that I just mentioned maybe might not ever happen, but they could happen to a huge extent. We've seen, how many times have you seen things in the news or things in your life you're like, oh, that's not going to happen, and it happened. Maybe you haven't had those experiences. I've had those experiences, and a lot of people have too. And if you haven't had those experiences, hopefully my witness can show you that it can happen, but you got to start getting delusional. You got to start getting delusional. I am delusional. No. I am hopeful. Modernism has always been condemned by the traditional Catholic Church. Well, modernism has always been condemned by the Catholic Church, period. There is no traditional Catholic Church. There's only the Catholic Church, and it has tradition. I like to make that distinction. I love you, Bruce Wayne, by the way. I appreciate the comment. I like to make sure my language regarding that is like very A1, because I don't want to. I don't like. Well, it's because I don't like modernism that I try to that I think that like has resulted in a lot of these like adjectives of like, oh, you know, like, I don't know, liberal Catholicism or the liberal Catholic Church or the traditional Catholic Church is like, no. There's one church. If you're liberal, like if you're practicing liberalism, that's a sin. That's not just my opinion. That's literally what's taught, right? Like you can look into this. Now you can be like, well, I mean, if you mean by liberal as in like this other thing that's not like what, you know, what Father Felix Sarda would define as liberal, then sure. Like I would recommend being liberalism as a sin, to be honest. Isn't being too delusional dangerous? I'm not actually approving of delusion. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you want to hope, right? And you want to hope, and hope has no limits, right? That doesn't mean that it's all going to happen, but you want to make sure that you are you're praying for the most. Why would you pray for like the bare minimum? Like, why would you pray for like wouldn't you want miracles to happen in like even bigger ways? Have you studied theology? I mean, I haven't taken college on it, but I mean, of course, I've done a lot of like, you know, a lot of research and whatnot. But no, I'm a college dropout, actually. I am indeed a college dropout. Community college dropout at that. But yeah, anyways, you know, maybe I should go to seminary. No, I'm not discerning priesthood. I meant like seminary as in like studying, like, you know, to have like maybe like a degree. Because I feel like I understand that I'm very against the whole like, oh, you must have a degree for everything or whatever, because I mean, I literally have landed so many jobs, and my current jobs right now, that pay me a lot, and I'm privileged to have that, but it wasn't because I had a degree, it's because I just had a really freaking, I mean, I just make good work. And a lot of employers don't really care about I mean, at least in the art field, they don't care if you have a degree, they care if you can make good art. If you're good at marketing, like they don't care if you have a degree at marketing, they care if you are good at marketing. So, you know, but that's different if like, you know, you got to become a doctor or like a lawyer or a theologian maybe, because like you do have to go through classes to like know stuff. But even on theology, that might be a little different, because like it's like, okay, like someone can have like a degree of theology and then like be a state of a contest. It's like, bro, you know, like there is that as well, like that's, you know, and then be like schismatic. It's like, all right, okay, maybe I'll listen to the college dropout on this one. Yeah. So yeah, but okay, back to the delusion aspect. Look, I'm not saying to like literally be delusional, but what I am saying is be delusional. What I am saying is hope, like just let your mind run wild with what could happen. You know, let yourself have that room to play in, right? If it's holy things, like why wouldn't you want to imagine it? Even if it's like, even if it never happens, just imagine it. Imagine it, like, and then think of like, oh, maybe it could work like this and that and that. Like, don't think of like, don't limit yourself. Like, think to yourself like, oh my gosh, that would be beautiful if it happened, and pray for it. And like, and I feel like if you're like in that hope, again, even if it doesn't happen, like even if you are in that joy of like, but maybe it could, but what if it does, right? Like if you are in that joy, I think that can motivate you to a lot of things. Now there is prudence. There are some things that you may, like there are some things that like, you know, you should like the whole point should be for Jesus. Like it should all be for the glory of God. If the goal for these optimistic things is a selfish purpose, then you could run into problems of obsession and problems of like problems that are just like, you know, that wouldn't be healthy for your heart, I don't think. So I do want to add that caveat. I mean, it's this duality between being completely surrendered to God and whatever He grants, and also having this like this maximal joy of like, oh my gosh, these things could happen, because like literally anything is possible with God. Like if it's God's will, it's possible, right? Like it's kind of having that like, but because you're surrendered to God in the end on that as well, and in that you can, I mean, yeah, like why wouldn't you be like, what if the mecha cube just transforms into like a humanoid and like just preaches the gospel, develops a soul, preaches the gospel? Like, what if that happens? You never know. Just pray for it. You guys know what the mecha cube is, right? It's this. It's the thing that Muslims like huddle around. Like that's the credit Muslims. Like imagine that thing becoming a humanoid. God gives it a soul and it begins preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ to all these Muslims. It could happen. If it's God's will, it could happen. You know, I mean, if it has a soul, if it has a human soul, you know. Maybe that might be theologically problematic, but that's what I'm saying. It must have a human soul. What if it could? Yeah, what if it could? Dedicating 5 rosaries for the mega cube to become to gain a humanoid form and a human soul, so that it may evangelize all Muslims. I'm not trying to make a mockery of the faith. Like I do mean this. Like I do mean that. Like we can pray for anything that is good. I'm not saying that will happen, but it wouldn't be bad if it goes in line with everything that is officially Christian doctrine. I mean, I love imagining. I love thinking of what could be, and surrendering it, and be like, and just having no anxieties if it doesn't come to be. It's like, all right, it doesn't come to be, but I'm still gonna pray for it. I mean, it might happen after I die. I don't know. Like you never know. This changed from such a. How did we? Okay, let me get this thing off of my screen before people get the wrong impression. It's like, how did we get to this point? It's like, what happened here? Started off with this, ends up with the mecha cube. Yeah, anyways. Well, back to ecumenism. Yeah, love each other, and always run it back to the truth. Time and place, of course, and oh man, I really hope. I'm really excited for what the rest of this year holds. Really excited. What do you guys think is going to happen? Like this, I mean, this is a good example. Who would have guessed that could have happened? This could have been someone's prayer. This could have been someone's prayer. Someone could have prayed. I pray 5 rosaries. Maybe not. I don't know if they pray, but Lord, I'm just imagining King Charles, the king of Protestantism, praying with Pope Leo, and hopefully that'll plant some seeds of hopefully that'll help with Christian unity. Like, dude, that could have been someone's prayer. And That could have been someone's prayer. I'm not even like this. And who would have guessed? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Literally, this is so groundbreaking. Like literally 500, like since the Protestant Reformation, since the birth of this denomination, this hasn't happened, right? Hold on. When was the last time the King of England prayed with the Pope? Okay, Thursday, October 23rd. Yeah, that just before this Thursday. Yeah, there was no public joint prayer service held between the reigning British monarch and popes in the last 500 years. Literally since the Protestant Reformation, since the birth of this denomination. This is the first time this has ever happened. That could have been someone's prayer. And you want to blackpill? You would have been like, oh, I don't want to pray for this. I don't want to pray for this thing that might seem like unrealistic to my puny little brain. I don't want to pray for this. What if it doesn't happen? Pray for it, and then surrender. Because if it doesn't happen, you got to surrender. You don't want to be obsessive with everybody. If it doesn't happen, you don't want to be. If it doesn't happen, you don't want to be apostatizing. Surrender it. It's up to God. But pray for it. Pray for it. You never know. You never know. I love delusion. This could have been someone's delusion. I'm not saying be delusional. You get what I'm saying. All right. I should get going. All right. I should get going. I want to get to some other stuff tonight and work on some other stuff before I go to sleep. This was fun, man. I might just start live streaming more. Should I start live streaming more, guys? Let me know if I should start live streaming more. Right now, I'm considering only live streaming when there is. Dude, I didn't even eat any of my freaking seaweed, bro. This is how much I yap. I'm considering perhaps. I'm considering perhaps live streaming specifically when there is like really hot news. Because I mean, I don't know what I would live stream about like aside from that. Dude, look at my sideburns. I got a haircut today. And usually it's like cut like this way, so it's like pointy here, but I don't know. I think I like this better. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys can say whatever. I like it. I don't care what you guys say. No offense, but when I made my mind up on something, I'm kind of like, all right, I like the way I look here. I don't care what you have to say. Unless it's like legitimate criticism, it's like, all right, bro, this is you're looking extra chopped here, bro. Like maybe I'll take that into consideration. Like if a lot of people are saying, like, all right, maybe there's some truth here, but I'm pretty happy with myself. I'm really considering it. Gene Chua, yes. Jared Cordova, yes. It's Grace, thumbs up. Let's go. Okay, you guys do want live streams. Got it from 3 people. That's more than enough for me. Just need it. Honestly, if none of you guys said yes, I would have still done it anyways. But I'm happy to see 3 people is a lot. Oh man, that's awesome. Thank you guys. That means a lot to me. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, great. Well, you guys got to tune in. I don't want to be lonely. Okay, great. Yeah, if there's something that's like breaking, like that's like probably what I'll do. Unless I get like this idea of like, ooh, I could do a live stream on this. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we should do more Q&As. Give me ideas. Give me ideas of what I could like talk about more on these live. Like, what would you guys want me to like talk about in these live streams? I mean, obviously, like, breaking news regarding like what's going on with the Vatican would probably be good because I feel like I think a lot of people are very. How do I say this in a nice way? I think a lot of people tend to complain a lot. I don't like complaining. It's very, I just give a whole rant about how you should be delusional. Not delusional, how you should be optimistic, right? And think of the good things. Do you think I'm going to be a fan of when I see a YouTube video of like, oh my gosh, look at what the Pope did. Oh, it's like, I'm not watching that. Like, well, I don't want to like be like, yeah, I'm just pissed. straight hour of life. Like, why would I want to watch that? Like, I don't want to freaking, I'm a happy guy. Like, I'm a happy guy, and when there's issues that come up, I deal with it in a happy way, in a way that is problem solving, not in a way of, I'm going to be pissed. Like, I'm not, no, like, that's not, and I don't think that's, I think that's very, just miserable. Like, how do you even be effective with that? Like, how can you even be effective? I just talked about how being in love just like, just compels you, just like throws you with like boots of explosive fire through the greatest journeys and the greatest acts of service that you could do. What does complaining do? I don't know, just makes you like have a neck beard and get fat and like, just like sit there with like your junk food and just complain about stuff that you aren't doing anything about. And you know, and someone could say, "Hey, that's you kind of complaining about it." And all right, maybe that could have been, maybe that could have been. That's why I'm gonna stop now. Talk about saints' feast days. Who's this? Who is this? Go, Master. Who are you? Because this is the exact idea that someone who I'm thinking about is I've talked about with. Who are you? Dox yourself right now. But yeah, no, I do want to cover breaking news stuff more because I'm seeing way too much Gabriel. I know 2 Gabriels, bro, that I'm thinking of right now. I might know more. And I know 3 Gabriels. Talking about All Hallows Eve. Oh, Halloween live stream. Yes, we're doing that. We are doing that. Okay. Yeah. So I do want to cover more breaking news stuff because I want to be at least one of the voices that, if there are any other voices, hopefully there are more that I'm just not aware of, that do provide uplifting, wholesome coverage. Because I mean, I do want to address things that could be like criticized, that could be scandalous, but in a healthy way. Like you can address that stuff in a healthy way. I just don't want to address it in a way that's like a brat child talking about his parents. I just talked about, like, if you rewind this, I just literally talked about like how even Anglicans, I think, should maybe, like, you know, some comments that maybe Anglicans are dropping could be very like just not respectful of their authorities, even if you don't, you know, agree with them on everything. Like, you can still be respectful in your disagreements with them. I mean, I was sent those messages like by a loved one who has helped me compile these things. It's actually my mother. My mother helped me compile it because I was like, "Hey, Mom, can I get some help with this? Because I need some help compiling some of these things that are going on online." Like, because I'm very tight on time, and my sweet mother helped me get some of this. And I would imagine these are comments from Anglicans. I mean, yeah. Commentary of people on YouTube. Yeah, no, these are comments from people. So I would imagine these are probably Anglicans, just in the way that they've spoken. Unfortunately, I mean, like, yeah, that's not that Anglicans are all like very speak badly about, you know, their authority. Just that this first comment that I read of like Charles is an absolute coward and charlatan, like his submission to the Church of Rome and its Pontiff Maximus is a betrayal of everything that the previous kings and queens of England have fought for. Like, yeah, this doesn't sound like a Catholic. Like, I mean, and I'm not saying that all Anglicans are like speak like this. I'm just saying that this is, you know, this guy seems upset about King Charles doing this. That is a betrayal of previous kings and queens of England. So this person probably is in favor of the kings and queens of England and maybe not submitting to the Roman Pontiff. So yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, it seems to me that these were probably Anglicans that were saying that, which is, yeah. So again, this is all this to the point of saying that, yeah, I do think that there could be way more respectful dialogue of even our own, when there needs to be feedback to our own spiritual leaders. I think there could be ways that Catholics can go about that are very like humble children speaking to their spiritual fathers, you know. Do that last stream in the chicken suit. Yo! Do you guys want me to whip it out? Oh, hold on. You guys want to see something cool? So here's the rosary. This is the big rosary that I have. It's kind of, I mean, it's pretty big. There's this one, but I also, because I wanted to see which one would fit better, but I mean, this one came first, and this one I just picked this one up today. I also have this one, which is enormous. This one's even bigger. But you know what's ironic? This thing is like, look at the freaking cross. It's smaller. Like it's like slightly smaller. But this is the bigger rosary. This is a smaller rosary, but it has a bigger crucifix. Like what? I love them nonetheless. I love them nonetheless. My sweet little, well, maybe not little, but it's my sweet rosary. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, let's give King Charles a rosary real quick. Hold on. Let me, wait, let me take out my shoes. All right, King Charles. This is for you. I hope you prayed every night before you go to bed. Mother Mary loves you. Jesus loves you. Mother Mary wants to pray for you. That's what I mean by she loves you. Of course, she loves you in all the ways that love means, of course. That are in line with Christian doctrine, not with, cringe secular, distortions of the word love. All right, that's for King Charles. Look at that. Look at that. Looks great on you, King. Look at you, King. Looks great. All right, and this big one, the more drippiest one, goes. Actually, wait, no, hold on. This one's darker, so I feel like this darker one is not gonna do that good with her like black top. So we'll give the lighter one. Sorry, hey, King Charles. Look. I'm trying to watch out for your drip. I'm trying to watch out for your lady's drip as well. So we're gonna give this one, the smaller one. And the lighter one to your queen. Yes, queen! Look at that rosary on you, queen. Let's go. Yeah! Look at that. Look at that rosary on the queen. Queen is rocking it. Well, it better not be just for rocking it, though, because if it's only for the style, that's bad. You should be praying it. So hopefully, I'm giving this to the queen so that she may pray it. I'm not actually. Yeah, but hopefully we're giving a rosary to the queen, so maybe hopefully she prays the rosary. Dude, some Protestant is gonna accuse me of witchcraft or something. I don't think they actually will. If they do, that would be crazy. I'm just doing this bit, all right? Like don't trip about this. And I'm gonna give you, King Charles, the darker one. Boom! Look at that. Ugh. Yes! We're praying the rosary. The Anglicans are praying the rosary. We have reached Christian unity. Dude, I'm insane. Okay. I mean, look, just in the same way that someone what might have been crazy enough to pray for King Charles, the King of Protestantism. Some might disagree with that title. I'm kind of joking with that one. But in the same vigor and fervor and possible delusion that someone could have prayed for the King of England to pray with the Roman Pontiff, the Pope, the Vicar of Christ, let's have the same vigor and fervor and just excitement and hope to pray that the king and queen pray the rosary. You never know. They might have been given rosaries. I mean, in Rome, are you kidding me? I would not be surprised if the Pope gave them rosaries. Maybe I would be a little surprised because I don't know. These meetings can tend to be pretty quick. I don't know. Hopefully they did. I wouldn't blame him if he didn't because, of course, there's the world stage can be very, very, very fast, and a lot of things are like entering your mind. Like we should have mercy towards the people that are in that, and like, don't be too hard on them, because as someone who isn't even at that level, nowhere near that level, I mean, sure, I'm like, maybe nowhere might be a little bit of a stretch, because technically I am like, doing content and influencing, but as someone who has had maybe like a super small fraction of what the Pope goes through, because obviously, like, I'm literally just some guy on the internet that like talks about Catholicism, like literally, like even I at my small level, a lot of things can fly by my head many times. It's very possible, and like I might not be very conscious of a lot of things that maybe I should be conscious about in the moment. So have mercy on our Pope. Like really, like it's easy to criticize leaders, and we should when they fall short 100%, right? But leaders is like, it's hard. Like it is hard, right? Especially when you're like I can't, like I don't know how many challenges and nuances the Pope like might try to and maybe ought to have in his office. Like it's incredible. But anyways, hopefully they pray the rosary. Let's pray for that. Let's pray for that. Alrighty. And with that, I will go into no, I'm gonna pray the rosary on my own, actually. Maybe not Instagram Live, that one. And on that note, I will get going. God bless you guys. Take care. Stay holy. Bye bye.